Alrighty then everyone, so yes, this is a replica again. I'm making this video again because I accidentally deleted this section of the content from the VOD. It was of me, well, you've seen the title already, but it was of me making a prediction for the 10th anniversary servant for FGO's JP's anniversary this year. So I'm gonna make it again, so I'm just gonna rapid fire because I am on time, but it's gonna be a fairly lengthy discussion, and you guys can put your suggestions in the comments below if you have any qualms with it, okay? But before we go into the anniversary servant, there is some predictions I'm gonna make, and I've memorized them all in my head at this point because I've kept on writing the script over and over again past week. So here we go. The first thing I'd want to add in the 10th anniversary, because it's a freaking 10th anniversary, they should put in some substantial change into the system that makes it more convenient, right? And speaking of convenient, it's farming. So if you didn't know, I play both NA and JP, and on NA, if you saw my day one of the Servant Fest 2025, I maxed Castoria Berserker from level 1 to level 90, as well as her skills. That was not without its hard work, because if you've seen my community post, I was freaking hard farming for these bells for Castoria. She needed 72 each from her skills, so that's a total of 216, which is freaking insane. And I farmed for every single one of them. And don't even get me started on the freaking seashells, dude. I had to do the advanced quest for the poison crab and skahawk to get those increase CEs. And even then, it was still a rarity to farm for the seashells in the most relevant node for that, which is the observatory in Babylonia. It was so annoying, bro. What do I want in the 10th anniversary for this? Put in a system where you can just auto sweep the node. After you're able to repeat it, you can auto sweep it. Basically auto sweep it. It's as simple as that. Pre-Connect does it, Princess Connect, Punishing Grey Raven. Punishing Grey Raven also does that. You just press one button, then it automatically clears, you get the rewards, that's it. I don't think they're gonna implement that because it's quite a hard, it's probably a hard way to implement that into the system, I bet. Here's what they'll most likely do as a compromise. So what they would do is X times the AP cost, you get X times the reward. So what do I mean by that? So 40 AP for a QP node, you get 1 times the amount, right? Because it's only one time. But let's say you have 120 AP. In this system, you can consume 120 AP, that's 3 times the amount, for 3 times the rewards in one run. So it's as simple as that. Genshin Impact does this, Wuthering Waves does it, even ZZZ does it, HSR does it as well. You get those rewards all in one run. Maybe FGO will implement something like that, that'd be very convenient. Hell, they can even put in an NP skip button. Or not button, but you can just tap on the screen during mid NP animation, no matter if it's fast or slow, and then it'll just skip it. That would make it a lot faster, but that's just a suggestion. So to make farming more convenient, Genshin and the Wuha games already have this implemented. The only items you can do this on is the gems, the class gems. So there's blue gems, red gems, gold gems. So if we combine 3 gems into one, it will make a red gem. Combine 3 red gems into one, it'll make a gold gem. So it's basically the Hoyo games and Wuha. They already have that. They can implement that into FGO and make farming a lot more convenient. On top of all of that, I mean, we could have more access to new drop rate CEs. I'm sure they'll do that as well, right? They'll put more drop rate CEs, not only for the first arc, because if you noticed, I think all of the drop rate CEs so far are from the first arc. So maybe before we go into Arc 3 or during Arc 3, they're gonna give us more advanced quests for the items from Lost Belt, which is the second arc. They're probably gonna do that. Those are all the things that would make farming so much more convenient for me. I'm sure other FGO YouTubers thought about that, but yeah, this just came off my mind. So moving past farming, there's also command cards for normal command codes for command cards, right? So they can implement command codes for Noble Phantasm cards too. That'd be pretty insane, right? so they can do that. The biggest one of all is, which they're most likely going to do this because Arc 3 is literally next year. They're most likely going to do this. They're going to probably introduce a new set of servants for the permanent / friend gacha. So before Arc 2, the Lost Belts, the anniversary before that, they released like a new set of 7 servants like Jason, Paris, Salome, you know who I'm talking about, right? Bartholomew. But yeah, those 7 servants, I forgot those other ones, but yeah, they introduced them into the friend point gacha. Maybe they'll do something, they'll go even beyond that, like not only the friend point gacha, but also like permanent 4 stars as well, that they'll introduce into the anniversary, and then we'll actually see them in action in the actual like Arc 3 singularities, whatever it's gonna be. Obviously we're gonna get like a new set of like 7, because FGO's fate is always synonymous with the number 7, so we're probably gonna do like new 7 new worlds or something. It depends on what happens at the end of Arc 3, but I'm going way ahead of myself. So if you've seen my previous video, I've also predicted that Da Vinci, she will eventually come back into her adult form. She'll have like a new sprite and everything for in her adult form, and she'll like kick ass or whatever, right? Here's another prediction that I have for FGO. This is not exactly 10th anniversary, but I just wanted to speculate this for the sake of discussion. They did not at the end of Trom, they did not show Holmes dying. They did not. So I'm calling it right now. Holmes is gonna come back. He's gonna get a new form as well, just like Da Vinci going back to her adult form. I'm calling it right now. But anyways, going back on track on the 10th anniversary content. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it for all of the predictions I have for the 10th anniversary. Obviously in the venue they're gonna introduce the release date for the Hollow Ataraxia remake, and also maybe a new episode of Fate Strange Thing, which is kind of disappointing because I honestly hoped it would be like a normal series rather than an OVA that releases annually, but it is what it is. But the most important of it all, I am praying, I genuinely hope we get at least an announcement or like a release date of Tsukihime Red Garden. I am praying, I'm begging, bro. I want a release date at least 2026, or maybe even the season, like spring 2026, fall 2026, summer 2026. I just want a confirmation that Red Garden is coming soon rather than later, because I need it now. And by extension, if they have a confirmed date, then we'll be able to see like where the Tsukihime characters are gonna come, like Akiha especially. I'm sure Akiha is a favorite, as well as Shiki. And I honestly prefer Shiki Tono, so if he's in the game as an assassin, he is quite literally an easy grand assassin for me. Like literally all the grand servants that are released right now, I honestly have no interest in granding them. I don't feel like they're grand material, but I would grand Shiki Tono in a heartbeat if he was the grand. If he was released on FGO, which I'm pretty sure he will be released in FGO once Red Garden comes out, because you know they always like to release the media before them introducing the FGO. And speaking of other Fate games, records, Fate Extra records, maybe they'll also introduce the a release date for Fate Extra records as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they extend it back to 2026, because we really haven't heard much about it as of recently. So that's everything around like what may potentially be introduced in the venue of the 10th anniversary. Now let's hop onto what you've been waiting for, my predictions for the 10th anniversary servant. So I'm pretty sure, considering that many people have gotten on to the fact that Galahad was revealed at the end of Ordeal Call 4, and I did do a blind playthrough of it, meaning I skipped all the story content, but I did play the fights, like against Lilith and Galahad in the end. It was freaking peak, but yeah. And Mashu's new form, I'm gonna freaking level 120 Mashu and get her all her pen skills and max her class score, because she's worth it. But anyways, back on track. Let's predict his skill set. Not exactly to a T, and like we're not going to be specific on like what exactly the 3 skills will be and his passives will be. I have no idea, but who knows. So at the end of Ordeal Call 4, he had an ability where if he was attacked, he would automatically hit back with his Buster card. So that's obviously a counter method, right? Similar to literally, what's her name? Bazette's Noble Phantasm, except he'll probably not have that as his Noble Phantasm. He'll probably have that as a passive, which is going to be insane, by the way. Or he's going to have that as a skill. So we never know. It's either one or the other. So, and it's probably going to be insane, but he may be able to crit with those return attacks as well. Unlike Bazette, where it's just normal attacks, Galahad may be able to crit with those counter attacks. We never know, we'll have to see. So what else can Galahad do? I mean, he's going to have an offensive type NP, probably. He's going to have some defensive passives. He's going to have... I'm pretty sure his Noble Phantasm is going to give everyone anti-purge, like the silver shield. He's going to give everybody anti-purge for one whole turn, probably. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Galahad. Maybe he'll have a self-target as well, because again, Galahad is not exactly an evil person. He just wants to protect, you know, which is what heroes do, you know. He just wants to protect his people, and he doesn't come off as a bad guy either. Especially at the end of Audio Call 4, bro, I can't even understand Japanese, but you know, Mashu is still has respect for Galahad, so his skills will reflect that, like someone who's the first shielder, you know, because Mashu, at the end of the day, you know, Mashu takes after Galahad, so they're pretty much the same. Like, they're trying to save the world, but they're doing it with their own way. They have their own people that they love, you know. They want to protect who they love, you know. So, but anyways, getting back on track, that's my predictions for Galahad's skills. Obviously, since Galahad was shown at the end of Audio Call 4, as well as the theme of this 10th anniversary has something to do with like Camelot, right? Or knights. So obviously the obvious choice is Galahad. So yes, that is the first choice, Galahad. But my predictions don't end there, ladies and gentlemen. So this is where it gets interesting. So if we set aside the predictions for like knights in general, I also predict Sion might be there, because she's also from Chaldea, and who knows, maybe she'll have in that form. Actually, I have quite a few now that I think about it. So the third prediction is, again, I did mention about her in this video, Adult Da Vinci, again, like a new form. Like, you never know. Like, they always throw a fast one on us, so I'm just considering all options, even the unexpected ones that we least expect, because they may actually be onto us. Since they revealed Galahad at the end, they're just gonna throw a curveball at us, you know? It might not actually be Galahad. So yeah, Adult Da Vinci. Fourth, maybe Holmes, a new version of Holmes, but I highly doubt it, because they're probably gonna build up to it, you know? They want to make it a mystery and make it more exciting. That's my predictions. 5. Olga Marie. I did hear that once you get all 4 of those pieces from Olga Marie's, those elemental Olga Marie's, if you get those 4 pieces, put them into one, you get a free Olga Marie. I'm not sure. That's what I heard, but maybe. But or she'll be in the gacha. You never know. So yeah, that's Olga Marie. And this is my next prediction is probably not gonna be 6. It's just a funny gag. Maybe Gordolf will eventually be a servant. You never know. So it'd be funny if he was. If Gordolf was a servant, maybe all his animations are just gags of like Chaldea people. Like he'll summon Menuer or Serijura from Audio Call 1. That'd be funny, dude. What else? What other funny animations would he have? Like we would call Nemo or Sion or Da Vinci Lily, or even Fujimaru. That would be so funny, dude. And speaking of Fujimaru, we already had Hakuno in the game. Like in Audio Call 3, Hakuno was a servant, so maybe Fujimaru would be a servant. Like he can have animations of summoning servants just like Hakuno did. But yeah, that's not even a prediction, that's just speculation, so we're still on 5, right? So 6. We are getting back on track on the Knights aspect. So if we're sticking to the Knights theme of the anniversary, the 6th one, it's a very interesting Uther Pendragon. Now, if you're a Fate nerd, you would know that Uther Pendragon, yes, he is the father of King Arthur as well as Morgan Le Fay, right? But knowing Fate, they may make Uther gender bent and turn Uther Pendragon into a MILF. You never know. Like an Artoria MILF. We already have Lancer Artoria for that, but maybe they can go even further beyond with that. And she would sell wilds in R34, you never know. But yeah, maybe a normal Uther Pendragon that's actually a Giga Chad, or a MILF Uther Pendragon that would sell millions in R34. Pick your poison. The 7th and last, well, let's do an intermission. So we're not going to go to 7 yet. This is just a random speculation, but if we're sticking to knights, hear me out. Now hear me out here. What if we get Fairy Knight Mordred? Because we didn't have Fairy Knight Mordred in Avalon the Fae in Lost Belt 6, right? So who knows? It's highly, no, hold on. It's highly unlikely we're gonna get her. We're probably not gonna get her, but I'm just throwing it out there. Like we had Fairy Knight Gawain, Tristan, Lancelot, and who knows, maybe we'll get Mordred. Now, enough of me tinfoil hatting. 7th one. Guinevere. Now, we don't know much of Guinevere, but she would be an interesting pick because she's in the Arthurian legend, right? So maybe she'll be a servant. Like Indra is the last SSR that was introduced before the 10th anniversary. I don't know, maybe it'd be weird if they were gonna release 2 SSR male units, but we'll just have to see. I mean, it's highly likely they'll introduce, like, after a male SSR unit, they're gonna put a female SSR unit as the 10th anniversary servant. Like, it would make sense because they want to sell by the millions, but we'll have to see. That's my predictions for the what's gonna happen in the 10th anniversary. Obviously, there's gonna be memorial quests, most likely from the Lost Belts. That would be pretty fun. Maybe we'll fight Camazots again, but we'll just have to see. Or maybe they'll have like an exclusive grand battle for a commemoration of the FGO, but we don't have all the grand servants, so it's probably not going to be like something big. But yeah, maybe I'm just predicting. I'm just throwing things out there. Maybe they'll do like a grand commemoration battle with a grand where you can only use grand servants, but we'll see. That's all my predictions for the 10th anniversary, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. It's just something to think about while we wait literally probably like a little less than 2 weeks now for the 10th anniversary stream. So since it is going to be on a Saturday on probably August 2nd, I will be off work and I will most likely stream it. So I do want to, you'll see my raw reaction to seeing who the 10th anniversary servant will be. That'll be insane. So yeah. And once again, guys, I am not an exclusive Fate Grand Order content creator. I play literally everything under the sun. So if you're only expecting FGO content in this channel, then, well, I'm sorry, you're not looking at the right place. So I'm just a guy passionate about video games, and I want to talk about whatever I want to talk about. And yeah, it just so happens I've been playing this game for like 8+ years at this point, and I'm not stopping now. I'm a big fan of Fate. I want to play Fate Extra Records, Tsukihime Red Garden, and new Fate games that are coming up. I'm also wanting to see the Mahoyo movie that Ufotable is cooking up. But yeah, that's all, guys. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you liked this video, and if I've earned your subscription, then please like and subscribe. But only if I've earned it, because I don't want something I didn't earn. But yeah, anyway. I'll see you guys live on probably August 2nd. We'll have to see. Alright. Peace.